Hello, this is the Paul and Steven podcast. My name is Paul Sharland. I am the off-plan director at House & House, and I'd like to introduce my long-term friend, Steven Leckie. Over to you, Steven.
Thank you very much, Paul. Steven Leckie, real estate agent, associate director here at House & House. And gosh, I was thinking about this. You and I have known each other for 20 years.
It is 20 years, and it's actually over 20 years. I can actually remember, Steven, I came here, I can't remember the exact date, but it was the end of April 2005. I came over for 5 interviews. One of them was with Pauline Neal at Dubai Luxury Homes. I had the interview at the Millennium Hotel, which is now the Habtoor, where the other place was beginning with R. That place on the Sheikh Zayed Road, that hotel. I had my interview there. And I'll tell you why I'm telling you this, because a couple of days...
The
Rattlesnake, that was it. Some of my friends used to go there, because apparently it had good music.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was also a pub called the Red Lion.
The Red Lion. And they had belly dancers.
Did it?
Yeah, apparently. You had to be there quite late to see that, I think.
I was going to say.
But anyway, this is my point. Right. So I had the interview with Pauline Neal.
Yes.
I believe next day Pauline Neal offered me the job, and then she said you should come and see our offices, which were in Bank Street in Bur, Dubai.
Above Pizza Express.
And when I was travelling to Bur, Dubai, to the Dubai Luxury Homes offices, I called the offices saying I haven't got a clue where I am. And they said, well, you should speak to this guy, Steven. He's very good at directions. So that person who answered the phone put me on to you, Steven Leckie, and we spoke at the end of April 2005 to give me directions to get to the Dubai Luxury Homes office in Bur, Dubai, and look at where we are now.
And that was before Google Maps.
That was before Google Maps. That was before anything.
Yeah.
It still amazes me. People won't understand this. Can you imagine years ago, right, there was less roads, but it was still quite complicated over here. When there was no Google Maps, I mean, it was a potluck. I mean, me personally, the 2 places that I really, really didn't like going to at all, that used to make me break out in a bit of a sweat, was JVC, because there was even no road signs.
There were no lights. No lights,
no traffic lights, no road signs. And JLT, because if you missed your cluster on the one-way system, you had to go all the way round.
Still do.
Do you have to still do that?
Really?
Yeah, but you won't get lost now because you've got Google Maps to take you.
No.
Well, back in the day, you couldn't even see which cluster it was. It was just like driving round. It was pot luck. So if you actually had a meeting that you had to be on time for, even if you found your correct cluster, then you had the parking to after that. I mean, this is how much we've like...
The signage was definitely lacking at the beginning of the JLT.
Yes.
And in fact, probably at the beginning of Dubai. We're in real estate now. We have been in real estate for 20 odd years, off and on. What's been the big changes for you?
The big changes
from 2005 to 2025.
Wow! So you've asked. I've not even had time to think about the answer to this. So I'm going to think completely off the hook. The first thing I'd say is when I moved here, I know it was even a bigger thing for you. Like Dubai was still a bit of the unknown. When you came, it was very unknown. When I came here, it was sort of just about making a few waves. You obviously look at Dubai today. Everybody in the world knows about Dubai. So that's one of the biggest changes. When we came in, the population was 1.2 million. I want to say it again, there were 17 international schools, there's 230 now. But fast forward 20 years, the population now is 3.9 million and growing. What's your big changes, Steven?
So much has changed. Obviously, my waistline and my grey hair, and
you've still got it though.
No, but I didn't have it. I didn't have it then. Do you remember me when I remember you didn't have any hair?
Yeah, I chose to have a skinhead because it saved me a bit of time every day doing my golden locks.
And I didn't used to have grey hair when I first.
No, you had dark hair.
I only just started wearing glasses and spectacles. But what's the big difference? So much. I mean, I think definitely the clients we're talking to back in the day. Then it was all about buying to flip. And now it's people are buying to live here and move here.
That's a very good point you've made there. So I think we all know back then it was the gamblers who were the first buyers. It was either people had to put money somewhere or it was that investor was thinking, let's have a go at that. Because it happened before, it happened in Marbella, it happened in Bulgaria. Dubai was an experiment at the beginning. When we came, Dubai, the Palm, etc., the Marina, it was an experiment, will this work?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, what we know 20 years later is this works extremely well. There's been a bit of turbulence along the way, but where Dubai's positioned now, once again, people forget this, Dubai is not in the top 50 price per square metre, top 50 cities in the world, but it's recognised as a top 5 city in the world. If anybody would like to work that out for us, please let us know. Stephen?
No, we don't have an answer to that.
No, we don't. What else has changed? Everything's got bigger. There's lots more to do here. Now, there is a big change, Stephen. So when we used to go to work, now we used to have the Thursday, Friday weekend back then.
Yes.
So you go out on your Thursday night and your Friday night. You do your Thursday night barasti. You do your Friday daytime brunch.
Did we have Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, we started
Friday, Saturday.
We started work on Sunday.
Yeah, but wasn't it Friday, Saturday?
So it was if your kids, so the kids went to school on the Saturday, had the Thursday, Friday off, and the working week was the Thursday, Sunday. So it was all a bit complicated. It's obviously all aligned now with the Monday, Friday week.
Yeah.
So we both know back then, if we'd had a busy week or we'd had a frustrating week, we could say, oh, let's go to Long's Bar, let's go Barasti, and we know we'd go and see the other real estate agents in the market back then. It was like a village compared to now.
Definitely.
And there was like a choice of maybe 5 places to go on a Friday, of which 2 were the most popular. Now there's 1,000 places to go on a Friday night, during the day, for breakfast and at night time.
True.
It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, literally, the choice now compared to when we came, and we thought there was a lot to do then.
I think a couple of things that certainly with regards to real estate that hasn't really changed is that people used to come in here, oh, there's a lot of building going on, oh, there's a lot of cranes everywhere, etc. That's what people are saying today.
Stephen, build it and they will come.
Yes.
Oh, we remember saying that, don't we?
We do.
It's sort of, to be honest, it's actually true. It just was quite a lot of turbulence along the way.
Yeah, I think one of the major differences has got to be that when we started selling, people were saying, yeah, but if I buy, how do I know that I'm going to be able to own it forever? How, all this.
Yeah, so I can remember this, the same conversation we used to have. So that it was like, well, if you buy a freehold villa on a freehold plot, what's to stop one of the locals saying, well, I want that plot? They could just take it away from you.
Exactly.
There was that nervousness.
Yes.
But Sheikh Mohammed spent a number of years making sure that the Dubai Land Department regulations and laws, which he was putting in place over a period of time, was making it as safe as it can be for any investor worldwide.
So back then in 2005, people were buying whatever they were being offered. They were not questioning the future because no one had any doubts about if you bought this today that you would make money in 6 months, a year, in 2 years' time. Everybody was thinking that, no?
I think back then, you had the investors who were more of the outlier type because they were looking to invest overseas into a new market. So, for instance, these would have been the people who might have bought in Spain in the 80s or 90s. They're willing to take that risk.
Yeah.
And I can remember back then, it was literally, there was the same build it and they will come. There was all these new different areas. So the Palm being the original, then the Marina come out of nowhere. We had downtown, then we had sort of the inland areas, JVC. Now, I'm sure you'll agree with this, Stephen. I never remember talking back then about exit strategy. The whole thing was that there's a huge amount of people moving to Dubai. There's a great rental market. This is really cheap. You buy this, wait for it to complete, either sell it before completion or just buy and rent it out and get your 8%.
You just said it, the Palm Jumeirah, that's where it really all started.
Yeah.
People were buying Palm Jumeirah garden homes and signature villas directly from Nakheel and literally selling it the next day or the following week for a premium. And that's what was happening. And so then you were doing it those high values, and then you got these other people that maybe had 500,000, 1 million dirhams, 2 million dirhams, who were coming into the market and saying, I want to do the same thing. I can't afford a garden home. I can't afford a signature villa. I'll buy this 1-bedroom apartment in the Marina or wherever it might be, or the shoreline, etc. And that's what people were doing. Property was dirt cheap then. It was really cheap. You think about how much a garden home costs originally.
2.5 million.
How much was a Jumeirah Lake? Jumeirah Islands? A Jumeirah Islands villa? How much were they? They were less than 3 million dirhams. Yeah. And now what are they selling for? 30 million.
Yeah, so the garden homes were 2.5 million as far as I remember. That was for 5,000 square feet, so 500 dirhams per square foot. I'll give you a little a fact here, Stephen, which is quite interesting. So when the Palm launched, when they were doing all the sales, etc. So the first 100 British passport holders who bought in Palm Jumeirah, over 50% of those passport holders had a Marbella address. So they were either living in Marbella or they'd invested in Marbella, and they saw Dubai as the next opportunity to make money.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, so what were they doing? They were buying it in Palm Jumeirah, and they were buying in the Marina. Where else could they have bought? There wasn't, Springs, Meadows.
Yeah, Emirates Living. So I think you had Emirates Hills for the ultra high net worth Indians, locals.
You were buying land and building a villa.
Then you had Emirates Living with the Springs, Meadows, Lakes.
Yes.
The Marina. Now, this is an interesting one we can touch on, Stephen. So the Marina sort of was all planned very quickly. Now, the thing they didn't plan for, Emar, they didn't plan for the roads, and they didn't plan for the parking, because obviously we know the Marina's got problems with the roads and it's got problems with parking because there's no underground parking. Now, they did do it with downtown, the underground parking. And if you look at the creek, where they took the best elements of the Marina, waterfront, and the best elements of downtown, they've combined the two to make a nice Mars community on the water. Agreed. This is just more proof that we've been saying for the last 20 years, Dubai learns from its mistakes. It doesn't make the same mistakes twice. It's always looking to improve, and it's going to continue to do that.
So here we are, 2025. What conversations are we having today? What are people talking about today in buying property?
The conversations I'm having now, the ones I used to have was with your shorter term investors, no real interest in Dubai, just interested in making money. The investors I'm talking to now, some are actually talking about moving here. The people who are actually buying now, they're not taking a 2 to 3 year view, they're taking a minimum 5 year view, more like 10 years. I'm speaking to families or parents with children who want to put their kids into school here. They're not happy with the education systems in Europe and the UK. They're not happy with their children's safety. Basically, we're speaking to a lot of Europeans, and we're speaking to investors who are taking a long-term view, and we're speaking to a lot of people who have decided that Dubai is a nice place to live and they want to live here for the next 10 years.
I agree. I mean, it's all of the above.
Yes.
And what's also happening is, I think back in 2005, to be honest, I think the majority of our investors were people from South Asia, or at least had family in South Asia.
Yes.
So they knew Dubai already, because they were stopping off on their way to India or Pakistan or Nepal or whatever. So they knew this place. And now you're seeing all these Brits, Europeans, North Americans, Canadians who are coming here on holiday for a holiday. And they're thinking, this is a nice place, I quite like this. I'm going to think about investing. Plus, what's happening in their own countries, they're looking at Dubai as being a very safe place. And you continually talking about it. What is it? You're safe. It's a safe haven.
Dubai, to me, is the safest safe haven in the world.
That's it. That's the place.
It is. Yes. It is, for many different reasons. I mean, the politics, the UAE has always been neutral and will always remain neutral. So whoever side you're on, whether it's the Russians, the Chinese, the Iranians, the Americans, the Europeans, they all need the UAE, and they all know the benefits of having the UAE there. Exactly like every side knew the benefits of having Switzerland in World War II. They needed somewhere to put their gold and their riches, etc. I mean, there is some similarities.
Yes.
I think that one of the conversations I'm having is, Paul, Dubai is offering a huge amount to both an individual or a family person at the moment. It's a very safe place to live. There's lots to do here. The weather gets a bit uncomfortable in the summer, but for 6 months, 7 months of the year, it's fantastic. So everyone agrees that Dubai is a great place. Now, why is Dubai not in the top 50 price per square foot or square metre, whichever calculation you want to use? It doesn't make the top 50. I cannot understand that, as it's a top 5 city in the world. Can you help me with that, Stephen?
I think it's a developing country. It's as simple as that. And what that suggests to me is that it will be in the top 5 or top 10 eventually. Maybe not in the next 5 or 10 years, but at some point in the future, it must be one of the more expensive places in the world to live.
And you have all these people saying that Dubai is so expensive. Now, what we can confirm is, if you live on the Palm or downtown and you want to go out every night to 5-star restaurants, eating nice food and drinking nice wine, you will spend a lot of money.
But you wouldn't spend more money here than you would in London or Paris or New York.
Exactly. Now,
in fact, you probably spend less.
Now, the other thing is what people don't realise is that for around 1.2 million dirhams, which is about £250,000 or 300,000 euros, you could buy a brand new 1-bed apartment, fully fitted kitchen, with nice facilities, with an infinity pool and a gymnasium in a place called JVC, which is a mid-level, nice master community. Hasn't got all the bells and whistles of the Palm or downtown, but you could live a very nice life in Dubai, and you could buy that apartment, as I said, £250,000 or 300,000 euros. I'm sure in London or Paris, New York, that would be at least £1 million. So when everyone says it's expensive, Stephen, what is expensive apart from your food and apart from, well, your petrol's for nothing anyway. You can have your 6-litre car here. What's petrol now, 25p a litre?
I have no idea.
Nor do I, because we don't care. So, you know, come back to us, guys. You know, if you want to go, if you want to live in your nice apartment on your own or with your family, if you want to go to the beach at the weekend, you can stop off on the way to a supermarket, buy your £1 bottle of water or your £2 sandwich, have a lovely day at the beach. It doesn't cost you anything. So now you've had a lovely weekend and that's cost you £10. Why is Dubai expensive, Stephen?
I don't know.
Nor do I. So an overview of what we're seeing in Dubai at the moment for me and Stephen. So I'm going to give a quick brief. So you've got the Palm Jumeirah. That's 20 years old now. It's still not finished, but it's amazing. I go there most weekends. It's got a few hotels, a few developments to finish. You've got JVC. JVC's had a checkered history, but we can both say with absolute confidence that JVC now, if you compare it to in 3 years' time, it's getting better.
Can I just interject there?
Yes.
I've seen a lot of agents, not a lot, but some agents on social media who are objecting to JVC.
Yeah.
There was a comment recently on one of my posts which said, you know, why would you want to buy in JVC if you had any money? And I think I've addressed this with my clients directly who have voiced these concerns about JVC. Jumeirah Village Circle is one of the few places in all of Dubai that is affordable and at the same time a desirable place for many people to live. It is not cheap like some places in Dubai, and people choose to live in JVC because it's cheap. People live in JVC because they like the environment, they like the parks, they like the shopping centres.
They like the community.
They like the community, exactly. And if you think about it, if I'm a first-time buyer, I'm 25, 28 years old, I'm in London, I've got no chance of buying a property, I come to Dubai, JVC is probably affordable for a lot of those people after they've been here a year or so and saved up some money.
I mean, I know, because my son's lived in JVC and their friends have lived in JVC, so I know, like, 20 people who live in there currently. It's actually, as a community, people do really like it. It's not really pretty like Dubai Hills. It's a bit edgy.
It's a lot cheaper.
But it's socially, it's got a really good, like you've got McCaffrey's there at the Circle Mall, you've got a good gym, you've got the 5 Hotel, you know, and like they all gather on a Saturday and Sunday to watch the football, go out for a roast dinner. People like living there. Always the big issue, what we've had in previously has always been traffic. They are spending fortunes on new roads around JVC. So we can say with confidence, all that JVC has gone through over the last 20 years, over the next couple of years, it is going to get better.
No, I mean, the roads, there's a very good reason for the roads not being so great, and that is all the construction traffic. There's a lot of construction going on. You don't want to put a brand new road in when there's a big, you know, I don't know, 15-ton truck going through with loads of rubble and building materials.
I can give a bit of history from you saying that, Stephen. So when we moved here in 2005, we lived on Arabian Ranches. We lived in Savannah. They had just handed over. So that was the Emirates Road then. For the 3 years, our first 3 years here, from September 2005 to September 2008, because I started September the 1st, on the slow lane, either side of the Emirates Road, on the slow lane going to Jebel Ali, there was toe-to-toe trucks full of rocks. And coming back from Palm Jebel Ali, toe-to-toe in the slow lane, was empty trucks going to Sharjah.
It's true.
That was every day for 3 years until after the crash, it sort of tailed off. And that was just taken, if anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, this was back like toe-to-toe trucks taking rocks to build Palm Jebel Ali. That's what they were doing. And literally this was every day, toe-to-toe for 3 years. And now they're just building it now.
Yes.
And now this is the Palm Jebel Ali, the palm of the future, which is going to be absolutely incredible. A little bit delayed, But everything comes to those that wait, Stephen.
Absolutely. And luckily, I don't know that, has anybody lost money buying in Jebel Ali? I think they all got their money back, didn't they?
They got credit notes, didn't they? I think if you waited, I mean, you'd have waited a while, but you could have done very well out of it. It would have been about a 17-year wait. But I mean, that's the future now. I mean, when we look at Palm Jebel Ali, what else is going on there? We've got Expo, which we're great believers in. That's Sheikh Mohammed's legacy. You've got the Emaar developments going there, and you obviously got the new airport. So quite exciting times that side of Dubai. Then we've also got the old traditional Dubai, the Deira side, where we're great fans of maritime city in Dubai Islands, which is going to be less than 30 minutes to DIFC. We also find that very interesting. So, Stephen, what does the future hold for you in Dubai? Where can you see us going now, today, going forward for the next couple of years?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Personally, I'll still be at House and House.
I think you'll still be at House and House until you're 75, 80, Stephen. You are a machine.
I'm not so sure about that. This machine's starting to get a little bit worn out, actually, to be honest.
I think it's been a great service to you, hasn't it?
That's done quite well so far.
Your brain hasn't conked out. I mean, it's amazing.
Not yet. Well, I've got people like you around to keep me on my toes.
Thank you, Stephen.
Keep me competitive.
Are you excited about what's going on? Are you excited about the next couple of years?
I'm continually excited about Dubai.
Isn't it amazing, though, that us two, after 20 years, we can still get excited about Dubai, but it's real excitement. This isn't like, oh yeah, we've been here 20 years and let's just get excited for the sake of it. We wake up excited because we know what's going on and we know what the future holds, and we're like, wow, the future's bright, the future's rosy.
When you live in Dubai, the opportunities that this country is offering for you, your family, your friends, your kids, whatever it is, it's just incredible. It's incredible. We talk to people who live in England at the moment, or in France, or in North America and Canada. We only talk to people who are not happy about where they're living because they're looking at Dubai, but they're looking at moving here. But why wouldn't you? I get it that it's not for everyone. It gets a bit hot in the summer. It's quite warm at the moment, but yeah.
I'll give you an idea, Stephen. So my sons, they're 26 and 29. Both in the last 12 months, they've changed jobs, right? Now, this is an amazing fact to me, right? So when they both lost their jobs, they were concerned. Both of them, without putting in much effort, one got 4 job offers, the other one got 5 job offers. Right, if that was 10 or 15 years ago, if they'd lost their job, they'd be looking at going back to the UK.
Yeah.
So we've said this before, and we'll say it again. If someone loses their job here, or someone sees an opportunity here, if you're a startup, or even if you just fly over here and think, right, I'm looking for something to do, there is a job out there for you. There is so much more opportunity here now for the 20 and 30 somethings, which didn't exist before. And if you want to flip over to it, for the retirees as well.
Because so talking about that, so where will I be? I can tell you that healthcare in this country has improved incredibly. A lot of the doctors that you find in the hospitals here, and you've had a recent experience of that hospital you went to in Festival City. Where are they from? They're mostly from the UK trained and North American trained, aren't they? They're coming over here because of the equipment levels, the pay, the hours they don't have to work. They can work normal hours. They're not only got, 11 minutes per patient or something like that you have in the UK. The stress isn't there. I think, when I turn up to a hospital to have a checkup and you make your appointment at 10:15, you get to see the doctor at 10:15. It's like checking into a hospital.
Yeah.
To a hotel. It's like checking into a hotel or checking in a flight. You tell me, you've had some experience. We won't go into details, of course.
You've got to say that, effectively, they've got the American system here, but they just don't charge what the Americans charge. They actually charge a fair rate to see you, to hopefully make you feel better.
You go on about schools all the time. How many great schools are coming here? What do we see? Dulwich College is coming.
Yeah.
My alma mater. What's the other one? What's the big European? Not Eton. It's not Eton, is it? What's the other one?
Harrow.
Harrow's coming. Yeah, they're building that at the moment, aren't they? Harrow, Dulwich College. What else? We've got Repton here already. There's some great. Okay, those are the most expensive and the best schools, but there are even in the middle ground. There's some very good schools with some Guildford etc. Some very
and they've got
highly regarded schools that are coming here.
And we don't know the names or which are the top schools for other countries, but we know like Indian schools, Iranian, American, Canadian. There's French, Swiss, which is meant to be an excellent school, the Swiss school. So this is the eclectic mix of nationalities all coming to Dubai to work and live. And one of the signs, we could actually try and find this out. All the different schools. We go on about how many schools there are, because that is a very good indicator of who's coming to Dubai. But to do a breakdown of actually what schools, what target audience they're going after, like for which countries, that'd be quite interesting to find out.
And also the other thing that's changed dramatically since we first started is the universities. Is kids were living here with their parents. They went to local schools, and then they went abroad to go to university. There are now the way the government's spending and trying to attract or actually managing to attract so many higher education establishments and universities, etc. They're bringing them here, and they're not going to stop at schools. They're not going to stop at hospitals and medics and doctors. All these different requirements to have a lifestyle that is as good or on par with any other international city. It's all coming here. The government is creating an environment.
Well, I mean, a good example is my two boys. My two boys went through the school system here. When they went to school here, all the kids used to leave Dubai at 18, go to university, go back to their home countries or whatever they'd do. 3 out of 10 used to come back back in the day. Now 9 out of the 10 kids come back. So that's just it. So they all leave, they have a look around. My boys, they travelled Asia, they'd done Ibiza, they worked in London. They couldn't work out why you go out after work and someone would want to hit you or stab you. They couldn't understand why half their pay packet was taken away every month. They couldn't understand why everybody was miserable. And then when they did move back to Dubai, they realised that everybody's happy here because there's lots of different reasons to be happy here, because there's no crime, there's no tax, and everybody's happy.
We paint a very positive picture of Dubai all the time.
Well, here's one thing, Stephen. I believe we set up a group yesterday, me, you and one other person.
Yes.
That other person, me and you used to work with in Dubai, and he used to be quite successful with us back in 2005 to 2008.
Yes.
And we were talking to him yesterday. He's been living in the UK for the last 12, 14 years. And now he wants to move back with all of his family.
Yes.
So he's experienced Dubai. He's gone back and experienced the UK for the last 10, 12 years.
He's done all right in the UK.
He's done very well in the UK. But now he wants to come back to Dubai.
How many kids has he got now?
He's got 2 kids, but he sees their future in Dubai, not in the UK. I think that's a great way to close, Stephen. It just sums up what is going on in Dubai. Everything is good. Everything's rosy. Thank you very much. And until next time.
Yes. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.